So, your message for today is to continue to be a dreamer, just like this card says. Your dreams have chosen you. Find fulfillment in pursuing your destiny. This is the magic of life. Following your dreams and what you are being called to do is the best way to reach 100% fulfillment and satisfaction in life. When we are not listening to what we feel called to do, when we're not, following our dreams, we could be following somebody else's dream. We are not going to be fulfilled. And fulfilled can be, it's more than just like making money. Fulfilled can be waking up each morning and feeling, just like confident, feeling not groggy, feeling just ready to take on your day. And you could be feeling groggy for other reasons, so definitely get that checked out. Don't just listen to me, because I was feeling that and I needed to get a new mattress. Sometimes it's something like that where you just need a new mattress. But also, I feel like part of being a dreamer is listening to your intuition. And listen to your intuition if you need a new mattress. But your greatest life is mapped out for you to follow your dreams. When you are, I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm going to explain it. When you are following your dreams, when you're following your intuition, when you're just like, you're listening to, whatever that voice in your head is telling you to do that feels right to you, not the other voices, but you have no choice but to go towards your dreams. You have no choice but to continue through life and for that stuff to work out for you. And you won't be fulfilled if you're following a life path that doesn't feel right to you, even if it's a job, even if the pay is amazing. And even if you have great benefits, you have, great vacation time and all of this other stuff. All of that can be amazing, but if it's not paired with an actual, dream and a longing for you to be in that job position, you are not going to be fulfilled. And you're probably going to feel pretty depleted and empty in some way. You're not going to feel, like I said, 100% satisfied and fulfilled because you're not supposed to be there. And, in a job like that, sometimes it's really helpful to, save up the money and just to be practical and to figure out your next step in order to leave that position. But when you're following your dreams that have chosen you, not the other way around, because we can have these feelings when we're younger that we really are interested in something, that we really want to do something, but for whatever reason, it could be because of the people around us who have never followed their dreams, who have never done that stuff, that we don't know how to follow that. We don't know what that feels like and what that looks like to follow your dreams. So it can be a little bit scary to follow your dreams at first. It can be a little bit scary to follow those intuitive nudges and what your gut is telling you to do, because your gut will keep calling you. Your calling will keep calling you until you answer it, until you do something about it. And I say that all the time. I have spent years sometimes and even months feeling like I should be doing something and going again all of that time not doing it. And then when I actually did it, everything felt like it was like aligning and it was going right. And I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I was thinking about that 5 months ago, and now I'm finally doing it. I feel like everything obviously happens for a reason, and there was other stuff I probably had to learn within those months, but here we are. That was something that I felt like I should have been doing, and now I'm doing it. And on to my next note, which is something that I think about a lot, is that the road that is meant for you is never oversaturated. There will always be opportunities for you when you are doing what you feel is best for you. There will never be, even if there's 1,000 artists in your industry and what you're doing, none of them will have your eye or be able to do it like you, because no one in the world, no one in that grouping does it like you. Because we all have our own unique way of seeing things. We all have our own mannerisms, our own specialties, our own, whatever it is. And we also have our own times, that are set out for us in order to accomplish this thing. Like, every single painter is not successful at the exact same time. Like, that would just be overwhelming. I feel like that would be a lot. But the way that things work out, we all have our own different times. Even if we are in an industry for, decades, and things are working out, we're not unhappy, but we just feel like we're meant for something greater, and you know, it could be like that. And I think of, in a situation like that, I think of like Sabrina Carpenter, where I was also listening to another video and someone was saying that Sabrina Carpenter, the way she is now, could not exist 10 years ago in music, because pop music was just not, that's not what was happening in pop music at the time. And I completely agree with that. And I think even 10 years ago, Sabrina Carpenter was making completely different music too. So she was around, she was here, but she was not at the capacity that she is at now. She is not in the same style. She is not in the same aesthetic. She is not doing the exact same thing, because I feel like over those years for her, she has found what works for her. She's found herself. And sometimes when we first start a dream, when we first start following it, you know, can be a little bit wobbly. It can be, you know, it's just us figuring it out, us trying things, being creative, you know, throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. But that is all part of the process. That is a part, you know, you are still, at the end of the day, following your dreams. You are doing what feels fulfilled to you and what feels right to you. Even if you might find, you know, that all of that success and all of that recognition, and you might be able to like relax and like have that sigh of relief like 10 years later into your career. Sometimes that happens. Maybe it's a year, maybe it's like a few months, maybe you already know what you want to do. We're all at different timelines, and we're all at different, you know, parts of our journeys. So whatever works for you, wherever you see yourself fit, know that nobody is going to do it like you. So continue to dream, continue to be creative, continue to have fun, and do what you feel is right for you. Because that is all you can do at the end of the day. Even if people around you are telling you that you should be doing this, or they think that you would be so great at, you know, whatever this is, and you don't feel like that is right for you, and, you know, even if you've tried it out and it didn't work out, maybe, you know, just continue to follow whatever you feel is best for you. Because I've been in other situations where people told me things wouldn't work out, where people told me that I should be doing this instead because whatever I was doing was a waste of my time, all of that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I just did what I felt was right for me to do. Even if I tried out one of those things at a later time, like, that is great. Like, people can, you know, have their own opinions and their own, like, the way that they want to help, which is great, especially when it comes from, you know, a really truly helpful and intentional perspective, where they really just want to see you doing well. But we can follow that guidance whenever we feel is right for us, because you might not be following this guidance right now. It might be something that you're thinking about, but you want to take the steps in your own time. That is, you know, that's just life. That's how it, like, something, it's gonna click when it's meant to click for you. And I have in my next note, to dream and create fearlessly, knowing that you have no option to succeed when you follow your gut, when you will have no regrets. Because when we're not following our gut, we have those regrets, and we have those times where we think, I should have done that, or I should have done this instead. That is when we're having those thoughts, that's when we can tell that we're not following our intuition, that we're not following our gut feeling. And like I said, you have no option but to succeed. And I think I was saying this earlier, I don't know how many times I've said this, but there's more to success than just the financial gains. You can find success in standing up for yourself, putting your work out there, if that's something that you're really scared to. And I did say dream and create fearlessly, but I feel like there's also, especially in the beginning, there is some fear to that, which is like, you know, sometimes we need to break through that fear and figure out why we have that fear in the first place. But having a little bit of that fear in the beginning is understandable when you're doing something that is completely new to you. But to continue to push through that fear no matter what, and to put yourself out there, and to find success in standing up for yourself, pitching your ideas, expressing yourself, you know, if it's online, posting your work online, if it is writing and sharing a blog post, write and share that blog post, and get other people's eyes on it. Whatever it is that you need to do in order to, you know, put your work out there, put your ideas and your expertise out there, and to follow your dreams, you're going to find success no matter what. And even if you don't see the full recognition and the achievements for years, you'll still feel fulfilled in so many other ways, because you're following your dreams and you're following your path. like I was just saying, I think this was just, confirming what I was saying, that there's other ways to succeed. There's so many, like, in different little situations in your day. Sometimes I take I take detours and I go other routes that I wasn't really expecting to go in a situation, but I still learned something, and it propelled me down like another path. Like yesterday, I thought I was like so worried about uploading a video late and about doing things late, but when I was uploading that video, I was on my homepage on YouTube, and there was a video. I've recorded this twice, and at this exact same part, my eye started to like get really itchy, and then it went away. It was so odd. But either way, I saw that video on my homepage, and it completely changed the way I was thinking about my content. And I then spent like 1 or 2 hours just like banging out notes. Like I have so many notes and so many ideas for I think like 25 or 26 videos. So like for the next 6 months, I have video ideas. So I'm just going to go through each of those, write my ideas for them, because I was having trouble talking about authenticity and the exact angle to come at it from. But now that I figured it out, I feel like so much better and so much clearer about it. And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't see that video late, if I wasn't rushing, if I didn't feel like I was behind. Because I feel like, I'm putting that in air quotes, because I feel like we're never behind, we're never actually rushing, because the only person that we are competing with in our life is ourselves. And I just didn't want to disappoint anybody without it, with the video being late or whatever. But I was also, sometimes things happen in our lives that are unexpected. And yesterday, some things happened that were unexpected. Even today, I try to plan things out and they never go as planned. But I think that's just something I've had to accept in my life. But all of that stuff wouldn't have happened, and I wouldn't have had that clarity with my content and with my messaging if I didn't just allow everything to happen. So that was like, in those little pockets of my experiences yesterday, there was just so much success. And at the end of the day, I just felt like greater than I felt in weeks. And I even said that to myself. I was like, I haven't felt this like inspired and creative and just like happy and satisfied in weeks. But that was like me just following my course for the day. And even though I uploaded the video later on, later than I anticipated, everything still worked out. And I think I'm just going to end this message on that, is that when you are following your gut throughout the day, and trying to relieve and release yourself of that expectation that things need to happen in a certain way at a certain time, when you release all of that pressure, things are just going to, things are going to fall into place no matter what, even if we worry about it. But you don't have to worry about that. That's basically what I'm saying. You don't need to worry when you are following your dreams that are meant for you. When you are following your intuition, there's nothing to worry about. Things can, get a little bit challenging sometimes, especially in this life where we are so connected to money and it plays such a vital part in our lives, like with housing, with health insurance, with, student loans, with groceries and all of that kind of stuff. It can be scary to not focus on that, but it isn't everything. And we can find success, we can find happiness outside of that, especially through following your dreams and knowing that you can find success in any perspective, any period of your life, depending on your perspective. And yeah, so do your future self a favor and follow the dream that chose you. So you're not, like I've seen people think back to years and years of their lives, think back on those years and feel like they wanted to do something differently, feel like they should have done something. And, again, we have those regrets when we are not following our intuition. So make sure you're following your intuition. Do your future self a favor. So you just, I don't want to say that, maybe those regrets are part of their life, and it could be that's going to be a whole nother topic if I open that can of worms. But just continue to follow your intuition and to chase your dreams, to follow what you are feeling called to do, because I've said this before, your calling will keep calling until you answer it. So answer it in little tiny bits each day. excuse me, and things are just going to work out. Everything is going to align. And when you're in that perspective, when you're in that mindset, knowing that everything is working out for you, everything is going to work out for you. When you create that as your reality, when you keep telling yourself that, that is what's going to happen. And no, it really just depends on your perspective with everything. So I hope that was helpful. I hope, you know, that inspired you a little bit to keep going towards your dreams, because if it's meant for you, you are always going to have a place in it, no matter what. It will never be oversaturated. It will always be for you. So take that in whatever way you want, in whatever time you want. And that was it for today. I think today is for October 8th, and I will be back tomorrow with another message of empowerment. But take care. Bye for now.